lowly Giants.
Shohei Ohtani, after a couple of days off of hitting, returns to the lineup for his 11th career game against the Halos. The first 10, he's been pretty darn good. 12 hits, including 7 extra base hits, 5 home runs. He's scored 10 times, he's driven in 9, and he's walked 9 times. Despite hitting a leadoff home run in his first ever leadoff start, Will Smith has dropped down in the lineup. He's now batting third behind Ohtani and Betts. Kyle Tucker will clean up in right field. Andy Pages bats fifth as he patrols center. Max Muncy mans the hot corner. Teoscar Hernandez in left field. Dalton Rushing starting for Freddie Freeman at first base. And Ha-Seong Kim to finish things out at second. Well, the Dodgers know the last 3 weeks have been a struggle, especially offensively. But as bad as you think the numbers have been for LA on offense, they've been worse for the Halos, who have been the worst team in baseball the last 4 weeks. They've dropped 18 out of 23.
You really need to respect your opponent and not look at the record right now. The Dodgers, every win counts, even these ones in May against people that are in the cellar. So, yeah. Just forget about the record, forget about their ERA, forget that their offense has been weak. Go out and play Dodger baseball.
It'll be the right-hander Jack Kohanowitz making his 9th start of the season. He's coming off his worst start of the season. Gave up a season-high 7 runs, 6 of those earned, 9 hits in 4 innings against Toronto last Saturday on the road in a game the Blue Jays eventually won 14-1.
Well, the main pitch that you're looking at on your screen is the sinker. That's what he's going to try and get the league to hit, and he's going to try and get them to hit it on the ground. These Dodgers are pretty good against fastballs and sinkers, so we'll see if they can make him get the ball up, and then can they hit it in the air.
Shohei Ohtani and Logan O'Hoppe checking in on the crew chief Jim Wolf, who's behind home plate. The belt buckle broke. I think he might have snapped it during deadlifts today. The bicep curl somehow broke the belt buckle for Jim Wolf. This is the first I have seen an umpire belt buckle delay.
Yeah, the longest delays and the most often with belts is usually head first slides at second or third or home, where you bust it on your head first slide. But you know, the umpires are called, their nickname is Blue, and we're bringing them a blue belt.
Javi's like, hey, I got one for you. I got you. Let's go down to David Vassegh. What are they saying down there, DV?
Yeah, it looks like it's not Jim Wolf's pants belt issue. It's more about the microphone. You know, home plate umpires now, crew chiefs are mic'd up, so it looks like that one's the issue. Shout out to West Hills. That's where Jim Wolf and Randy used to play their baseball as kids.
Thanks for the field level insight, DV.
Wow, you know, it looks like he has almost no waist as much as he's pulling on that belt. Holy smokes. And I don't want to.
It's incredible. It is incredible.
I'm not going to tell you, but he is the crew chief.
Yes, he's the boss.
He's the boss. Randy Wolf was a big league pitcher. His brother, left-handed pitcher. Didn't throw real hard, but threw a lot quicker games than it's taking us a chance to fix this radio.
Where's MacGyver when you need him? Slow-mo. Oh, there it goes.
Slow-mo.
Our crew is on it.
The moment of the ball bags took it down. We're still working on it.
The moment all heck and Jim Wolf's belt broke loose.
This does not time. This doesn't start on time of game.
I think everybody is enjoying this. I wonder if Jack Kohanowitz, the starting pitcher, is enjoying this.
He'll have as much time as he wants, like it's an injury, but it's an injury to the umpire. This does not time. This doesn't start on time of game.
I think everybody is enjoying this. I wonder if Jack Kohanowitz, the starting pitcher, is enjoying this.
He'll have as much time as he wants, like it's an injury, but it's an injury to the umpire.
Yeah, a double fist pump from Jim Wolf. They figured it out. Okay. Again, and if anybody at home is annoyed with that start, you tell Jim Wolf to his face. I sure won't. Kohanowitz ready. His first pitch. Tails low and away. Ball one. We're playing ball in the Freeway Series. You have a belt? You have a belt? On the 1-0, Ohtani bounces a strike foul. Shohei coming off his first off day of 2026. It's just the second time since the end of the 2023 regular season that he hasn't batted in back-to-back games. On a 1-1, Ohtani fouls strike two back. The other time was last April when he was on paternity.
Well, last time he swung the bat, he was starting to look like he was coming out of his slump. He was getting some good hip and shoulder separation, and he was keeping his balance when he swung the bat. Hit a home run to the opposite field. That is a really good sign.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Average at 240 on the year for Ohtani. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Breaking ball after he's the majority of trying to sink the ball away from him at about 95.
Here's Mookie Betts. Like Ohtani, returning following an off day. The Dodgers starter warming in the bullpen. It'll be a bullpen day, and Will Klein is prepping to kick things off. Quickly 0-2. For Betts, just his 12th game of the year. 2 hits in that Giant series, including a home run against Robbie Ray. First hit all year against the southpaw. Readies for the 0-2 from a righty in Kohanowitz. Slider misses.
If you're late to Dodger news, Blake Snell was scratched with loose bodies in his elbow, and he went on the IL. Will Klein is starting, and it will be a bullpen game for the Dodgers.
On a 1-2. Check swing, tapper foul.
And what is Will Klein doing, still throwing in the bullpen? Well, he's trying to simulate like he's coming out of the pen. Even though it's the starting pitcher, he wants to simulate after this inning is over. Jog in from the pen. He won't get his walk-in music because we're not at Dodger Stadium.
Another 1-2. Another strikeout for Kohanowitz. He is not a high strikeout per 9 pitcher. In fact, he's bottom 4 in both strikeouts per 9 and walks per 9. But his whole deal is limiting hard contact and keeping the ball on the ground.
Largest ground ball percentage in the American League right now.
Now to the leadoff spot with Will Smith. Kidding, of course, but Will took to that spot quite well last night. Drives the ball to right center field. Trout has the read and the catch. 1, 2, 3, top of the first for Kohanowitz. Here comes Will Klein. Some Senator Kurt Suzuki going with this starting lineup for the Angels. Vaughn Grissom leads off at third base. Mike Trout will back second. Back in center field in 2026. Nolan Shonowell at first. Jorge Soler cleaning up as the DH. Joe Adell playing in right field. And the bottom 4. Zach Neto at short. Josh Lowe in left. Logan O'Hoppe and Oswald Peraza. Will Klein making his first start as a Dodger, his first start since 2023 when he was in the minor leagues, AAA Omaha for Kansas City.
I wouldn't expect him to go the distance he went in the playoffs. I would think maybe 2 innings.
He is relatively fresh. He last appeared on Monday against San Francisco. 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, struck out a batter, threw just 8 pitches. Focus on his breathing for the 2-0. Upstairs, ball 3. In the top of the first, he was warming up in the bullpen, as you alluded to, Oral, trying to maintain his routine as best he can. High, strike 1 to get him on the board.
Yeah, it's about comfort. That one just grazed the strike zone. Nice call.
The 3-1. Grissom slashes, strike 2, foul.
Everyone in the game is so routine oriented, so you don't want to break your routine if you can still maintain it, and that's what Will did. I'm sure he only warmed up for about 5-7 minutes down there. He didn't do the whole starter routine, which takes about 25 minutes.
Got the count full. Now the payoff. On the ground to Betts. 1 away. Now Mike Trout got off to an incredible start, especially that first month. He had 10 home runs and 29 runs scored the first 31 games. He's cooled off quite a bit in the month of May, but on the whole, still an OPS of .913. He's looked more like Mike Trout.
He really has, and especially against right-handers. 9 of his 11 home runs off of righties.
A curve gets strike 1 for Klein.
That one might have been a little wide. Yeah, it was. A little early for a challenge.
Fastball way upstairs, 1-1. In 12 games so far this month, Trout batting .250. 21 strikeouts. Ground ball to second. A hot shot to Kim. He handles it though, and records out number 2.
That's where you get a great hitter out because of the data. Just the defense played perfectly. This ball is raked, but it's raked right at Kim.
Now Nolan Shonowell, .261 hitter so far. Been much better the last 2 weeks. No score, bottom of the first, 2 outs and the base is empty for Anaheim.
First hitter, and now here the third hitter, even though there's 2 outs. Start with a 2-0 count.
11 pitches, just 5 strikes so far for Klein. Ball 3.
Will Smith goes with a 2-out 2-0 breaking ball to try and get him back on track.
Soler on deck. The 3-0 is in there. Now the 3-1. Grounded toward the end of the Dodger dugout.
Be a good pitch to end the inning on. Keep the pitch count at 15. Pitch count will be very important today on how many pitchers the Dodgers have to use, because we know they're going to be changing often. You just don't want to have to change too often because of high pitch counts.
The chopper to first. Oh, handled by Rushing just inside the line. It's a 1-2-3 first inning. There was some side spin there. The Rushing handled it all right.
MLB is partnering with the Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741.
Kyle Tucker leading off the second inning. Takes a changeup downstairs from Kohanowitz. Tucker was hitless in the finale against the Giants, but 4 for 13 in that series. Batting .300 the last dozen games.
The shift in his batting average going up and attacking and getting more hits is he's starting to hit the breaking ball. Early on, we saw a lot of early swings in counts, first pitch swings, and we saw a lot of chase, especially on breaking ball, but more discipline and catching up to the breaking ball.
Plays off another low change, 2-1. Been a much better hitter away from Dodger Stadium so far. Still early in his LA tenure, but batting .310 on the road, an OPS of .871. Grounds it to Shanoel. Will call off Kohanowitz and do it all by himself. Jack Kohanowitz, almost exactly 1 year ago, 364 days ago in Los Angeles, beat the Dodgers 6 2/3 innings, just 1 run, struck out 5, walked 4. One of his 3 victories in 2025. Starts off Andy Pages with a slider and a strike.
He's bucking his own system so far. No strikeouts in his last outing. That was 4 innings against Toronto. Tonight, the 2 in the first inning.
Foul back by Pages, quickly 0-2. And the Dodgers have seen him in the Freeway Series exhibitions the last couple of springs, and he's pitched well in those too. So a small sample size, but he does appear to be one of those guys that the Dodgers don't pick up particularly well. Called a ball, but Logan O'Hoppe taps the helmet.
Challenging ball call.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
This is edgy. Ooh.
Call's overturned. Los Angeles Angels have 2 challenges remaining.
So that's the 3rd strikeout for Kohanowitz, 5 batters in.
Andy has been having his chase kind of go up, and I thought he had a nice job right there of being more disciplined, but that one did catch the bottom.
Max Muncy's turn. Muncy was 2 for 11 against the Giants. Did hit a home run. Been a cool last couple of weeks, batting .204 the last 15 games. But even still, Oral, he's on pace, on track right now for the highest batting average of his career at .266. Previous high was .263, which he hit in 2018. The 2-0. Change is in there to get Kohanowitz strike 1.
Over last year right now, 23 points higher than last year's batting average. About 56 points higher in the OPS currently.
Rolls it to second. No problems for Peraza. 6 up, 6 down for the Dodgers against Kohanowitz.
How is Carl?
You know the drill. The Dodger pitching staff can register 7 strikeouts. You get a free jumbo jack the following day in Los Angeles. Back in Anaheim, bottom of the 2nd. Strike 1 for Will Klein. Jorge Soler is going to challenge.
Batter is challenging the strike call.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. That's a strike.
Call's
So the Angels
confirmed.
lose
Los
1.
Angeles Angels have 1 challenge remaining.
Oh, 2. Klein threw 15 pitches in his first inning, his first start as a Dodger. Only done this a handful of times in his career. The Dodgers calling on him to start a bullpen game. They hit Soler with a fastball at 99. That is because Blake Snell was placed on the injured list today, just like Edwin Diaz earlier this year. Loose bodies in his pitching elbow. A 1-2 to Soler. Got him swinging.
Will Klein got by the tough count with Soler, which is the first strike or first pitch. Once you get him to 2 strikes, he's hit 143, so he put him away in a place and an account that he has a hole in the swing.
Ball 1 to Joe Adell. Adell had a huge power year in 2025. 37 home runs, 4th most in the American League. He's ahead 2-1. Also tied for 8th in RBIs with 98. Batting average was just .236. Baseball's less about the BA now. It's about the slug and the OPS. He slugged .485 and OPS of .778. Another 3-ball count for Will Klein. The 3-1. Now we're full.
Last week or so, he's been swinging the bat really well. Adell has an OPS over 1100. That batting average, which you said baseball is less of, still very high over the last week, 350.
Klein's payoff. It's a sweeper, fouled straight back.
See the sweeper, the 4-seamer, the slider, of course the high 4-seamer, the high velocity, high altitude. It's actually looking like a starting pitcher.
Called strike 3. Paints a fastball in the outside corner.
It's either a perfect pitch or a perfect call just off the plate. Looks like it might catch it. I don't know. That is thin to win.
Back-to-back Ks to begin the second for Klein. Now Zach Neto. And the first pitch breaking ball slips away from Klein and hits Neto.
That was a complete slip. No intent, just a mistake.
First base runner of the game for either side. Now to the 7th spot and Josh Lowe. On the ground, base hit the opposite way. Muncy was playing in, and that was by him.
An OPS over 700 against righties. If he has a left-hander on the mound, he's down in the minor leagues at about 450 OPS. So right-handers, he has a little better, a lot better stats.
That's just Lowe's 4th hit in the last 12 games. He has been ice cold, but back-to-back 2-out base runners for the Angels in the second. Logan O'Hoppe back in the lineup. Fouls back a strike. O'Hoppe had been on the injured list with a small left wrist fracture. This is when it happened, April 25th. In Kansas City. Pretty quick return given how that looked on video, how it must have felt for the catcher. Two on, two out, no score in the second. A ball and a strike for Klein. Now 1-2. And then after O'Hoppe went down, Travis d'Arnaud, another veteran catcher, he hit the injured list last Friday with foot injury. So a big boost for Kurt Suzuki, a former catcher himself, to get O'Hoppe back. Klein needs one more strike to get out of the inning. Fly to right. Tucker drifting toward the line. And he secures out number 3. 2 stranded. 2 scoreless innings. We go to the third.
We're here for
Anaheim in the top of the third inning for the Dodgers and Angels. The first of 3 on this freeway series. Teoscar Hernandez didn't want to leave Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. He tore it up the last homestand, Oral.
Well, he hit really well, especially the ball middle in, hit for more power, played in 6 of the 7 games and got hits in 5 of those.
It'll be the bottom of the order for the Dodgers in the top of the third. Hernandez, Rushing, and Kim. Ball 1 downstairs from Kohanowitz. 3 hits last night for Teoscar, including a couple of doubles, scored a run. A little late on the fastball. You know, as they've been working to get his swing back into gear, one point of emphasis has been the bat, particularly against fastballs. As the pitch has been delivered home, the feeling is that the bat is starting to point back toward the pitcher's mound perhaps too much, lengthening the swing, because then he's going to bring it around. You can imagine the bat. Okay, so he's tapping the plate, so the head of the bat, when he brings it above his head, he's in the motion of his swing, it'll start to point toward the pitcher.
That's called wrapping it, and hitters will do that because they're trying to load their hands. But if you overload your hands, that could be a much longer swing. You're watching the barrel end of the bat and how far it has to come, because it's almost on his front ear flap when he goes to cock his hands.
Chops 1 to third in the glove of Grissom. 1 out. Out in the Dodger bullpen, Edgardo Enriquez appears to be the second arm in this bullpen game.
Very few pitchers can come in for Will Klein and actually throw harder. Enriquez is one of them.
Fastball upstairs, ball 1 to Dalton Rushing. Start at first base today. Freddie Freeman, a planned off day. Rushing walked in his last plate appearance last night. Swings over the top of a change. Struck out 3 times. You saw some moments of high emotion and intense frustration from Dalton Rushing.
The walk last night could be the beginning of good things, because to hit you have to get strikes, and when the league has seen you have been a really good young hitter to start this season, if you start chasing a little bit, they're not going to give in and throw you strikes until you get discipline again.
Behind 1-2, Rushing takes a good pitch from Kohanowitz, and the count is now level.
That's a good piece of hitting in 2 strikes. That ball looked like a strike for a long time. If it landed, it probably would have been a ball, but with 2 strikes, you got to protect, especially guy throwing as firmly as Kohanowitz.
Another 2-2. Another foul ball.
That is a firm sinker at 96 miles an hour with pretty decent movement.
Right at Shonowell. Hit hard for rushing. Tough luck second out.
That's a good at bat. You get a check mark as far as quality at bat right there. No need to break your bat over your knee. No need to be frustrated. You did your job. Just the baseball probabilities didn't work out.
First pitch strike to Ha-Seong Kim in the 9th spot. Dodgers looking for their first base runner of the game against Kohanowitz. And Ha-Seong Kim will be that first base runner. Off the glove of Peraza into shallow center. A 2-out single.
He got a fastball up and used a short compact swing to put a good wood on it, and he found a hole. He had two really good examples with San Francisco, guys that he has more talented than, but probably played at a little slightly higher level in Arise and Lee at the top of the Giant lineup. Kim has more ability than both of those guys, if you ask me.
Sets the table for Shohei Ohtani. Strike one from Kohanowitz. Shohei struck out swinging, leading off the game. He's 6 for his last 41. The 0-1 from Kohanowitz is strike two. Back-to-back changeups.
It seems like the league does not like to throw strikes to Shohei that are mid-speed, which would be more sliders, high split fingers.
Here comes the 0-2. It's high.
They attack him with the high speeds and usually up in the strike zone, and the lowest of speeds that the pitcher throws. He has been crushing the mid-speed, the slider speed stuff.
Fouls away a fastball to stay alive. Kim on first, 2 outs, no score in the third. Another 1-2. This is down and in.
Another attempt at a changeup to go from the highest of velocity down to the lowest of velocities.
Kohanowitz sets. Full count from 0-2 to 3-2. That one was close.
This is where a double can score you from first. If you're a pitcher and you're on defense, you want to stay away from this count with 2 outs.
Kim takes off. The payoff is ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out base runners for the Dodgers, trying to get something cooking in the third.
Dodgers get some early offense right here from Mookie Betts. Makes it a lot easier on the guys coming in this bullpen game. Pitching with a lead compared to pitching with a tie game coming out of the pen, a little different.
2 on, 2 out. Kohanowitz to Betts. Low, ball 1. Mookie 0 for 1 with a K. Last year in these situations, runners in scoring position, Betts hit .295. And in his career, above .300. Swinging bunt Kohanowitz picks it up with the bare hand, throws a fastball and a strike to Shanoel to end the inning. Kim and Ohtani Reed both are stranded in the middle of the third. Still no score. We welcome you back for the bottom of the third inning. The Dodgers and Angels still scoreless in the series opener. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Edgardo Enriquez replaces Will Klein. Dodgers have to go to a bullpen game to kick off this series with Blake Snell, the scheduled starter, scratched and placed on the injured list. Enriquez with ball one to Oswald Peraza, the number 9 hitters, having comfortably the best season of his career. Enriquez pitched last night, recorded a hold in his 1 inning of work, struck out a batter, 17 pitches, 10 of those were strikes. One and two.
Beginning of a 9-game road trip. You're starting with a bullpen game. A smooth bullpen game is where Dave Roberts can bring guys in only to start innings and make the change only because the workload that he won from that pitcher is accomplished. Where a bullpen game gets complicated and can hurt the staff for the rest of the road trip, or at least this series, is when you have to bring guys in the middle of innings, or you have to take guys out because their workload is getting too heavy. If they can do it just at the beginning of the inning and warm the guy up once and the pitcher comes in from the bullpen, they're going to be fresh, they're going to be ready, and they're going to be facing the hitters that the Dodgers want them to face.
On a 2-2. Enriquez buzzes the tower with 101 and the count runs full.
It starts to get complicated. It starts to become like a really hard math problem compared to just addition. When you have situations because of pitch counts and situations, or a pitcher not doing his job.
Payoff.
Goes from addition to algebra. You know, real quick.
Dave Roberts certainly has to be pleased with how Will Klein started this evening. 2 scoreless innings. Just 1 hit, hit a batter, struck out 2, 32 pitches, so an average of 16 per. On the ground. Fair ball. Muncy has it. A low throw, bounce the stretch from Rushing, and he's ruled safe. The Dodgers want headsets for this, though.
And I thought he was out from up here. I think the foot is over the bag.
Yeah.
Yep.
This should be a quick review.
The great thing about balls down the line for Freddie Freeman or Dalton Rushing at first, or Max Muncy at third.
Los Angeles Dodgers are challenging the safe call at first base.
You don't play umpire when you're playing the ball. You just make the play and don't listen. Did he call it fair? Did he call it foul? You just make the play and go for it. And that's what Max did. There was no hesitation on is it fair or foul and being the umpire. He just goes for it, plays it. And that was an odd carom there that he could have said, oh, no, that's foul. But no, he continued to play it and didn't try and read fair or foul. He just made the play.
Nicely done.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is out. Dodgers will retain their challenge.
Nicely done by Dalton Rushing as well. Will stretch out and complete that play.
The longer the hop, the easier it is for the first baseman, but especially somebody over there hasn't had many reps. So great job by Max Muncy. Well done by Dalton Rushing.
So they get the leadoff man in the third and turn the lineup over. Ball one low and away against Vaughn Grissom. Grissom, a former prospect in Atlanta's system, debuted as an 11th round selection of the Braves back in 2019. Debuted in 2022, had a home run in his first game at Fenway Park, and looked like he was going to be a key piece for the Braves for a long time, but just never put it together. It's behind 1-2. Atlanta actually traded him straight up to Boston for Chris Sale. So add that to the seemingly ever-growing list of moves that the Red Sox have made over the past X years that make you go, really? Okay. 2-2. But new home and seemingly new life. He's been a productive Angel this year. Enriquez with the 2-2. Jack swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
That's quite a strikeout from the ball that he threw in the left-hand batter's box.
Three strikeouts for the Dodgers now. 4 away from free Jumbo Jacks for all of you tomorrow in Los Angeles. No score in the third. 2 outs and nobody on for the Angels. Here's Mike Trout. A statue for a first pitch sinker at 101 from Enriquez. Good slider. 0-2.
And we talked about the challenge of a bullpen game for the Dodgers. It is also a challenge for the Angel offense, seeing a different pitcher every at bat.
One and two. And the offense has been an issue for the Angels this year. They've scored 2 or fewer runs in 21 games already this year, the most in the majors. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's Enriquez. Trout fouls back 101.
The only other time you get this as a hitter is early spring training games, and a place that Mike Trout has played a lot of, all-star games.
And 11 of those. Enriquez hits him down. Back-to-back Ks in a 1-2-3 third.
The first 40,000 fans will take home a Yoshinobu Yamamoto Game 7 Last Out bobblehead, and that is on May 27th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotion for more information.
That was a buzzer beater. Strike 1 to Will Smith, the first pitch of the 4th. The Dodgers and Angels still with 2 donuts on the scoreboard. Smith flies it, shallow center. Trout racing in. It's down for a hit. We're going to go downstairs to David Vassay.
Will Smith really putting on a show for us the last couple of nights. First time leading off in a major league game, hits a leadoff home run. And then as the game was going on, he was able to have some fun with Yoshi Yamamoto playing one of those dugout pranks. He told me that he got 8 of those bubble gums in his hoodie, and Yamamoto didn't realize it until he got back in the clubhouse after the Dodgers won the game.
Yeah, DV, we were watching your post-game interview, and that was the happiest I think we've seen Will in quite some time, was when you asked him about that prank. He said, yeah, I got 8 in there, and he has no idea.
Yeah, he didn't even smile about his home run.
No, exactly.
First, and it's like just a normal at bat. Yeah. It wasn't a normal placement of candies or bubble gum in a hoodie.
2 balls, no strikes for Kyle Tucker. No clue.
A few extra ounces in his hoodie there. Didn't even notice.
They're just counterbalancing the chains that Yama's got now.
Oh, he's been jewelry shopping.
Yes. Oh yeah. He has the best fashion on the team, and I don't think it's particularly close. Said with respect to Miguel Rojas. 3-1 Tucker in the driver's seat against Kohanowitz. He retired the first 8 Dodgers he saw tonight. And Kim had a base hit against him. Ohtani walked. Smith with a leadoff single here in the 4th. On 3-1. That's ball 4. 4 of the last 5 have reached safely. While Tucker heads to first and Mike Maddox comes to the mound to visit with Kohanowitz, we'll listen to this word from Kia. Second walk of the game for Kohanowitz. He hands those out a lot. And one of the 3 worst walks per 9 ratios in the league. But top 20 in batting average against. Limits the long ball. Dodgers just trying to build an inning against him here.
You look at a portion of his stats and you go, oh, he's got to be one of the worst pitchers in the big leagues. You look at another portion of his stats, and you go, oh, he's got to be one of the best pitchers in the big leagues. And he just kind of balances out, and he's pretty solid average.
And for the Angels, they have similar conversations around Kohanowitz that the Dodgers have had again around Robleski perhaps this year, where some of the metrics in this day and age maybe you don't love, but he's finding ways to get outs and get through games. In Robo's case, win a lot of games. 2 on, nobody out. Andy Pages takes a sinker downstairs.
Like all hitters, Andy's at his best when he doesn't chase, and especially when he doesn't chase balls on the outer half or away.
(2-0). Pages ever streaky in one of his cold spells right now. He's 3 for his last 24. And even with that cold spell, season average still at 304. Bounces away from O'Hoppe, back to Kohanowitz. An extra base for both Smith and Tucker. And now 2 Dodgers in scoring position.
It'll be great at a wild pitch, but O'Hoppe will tell anybody he should have had it. It's one of the reaches that when you drop your knee, like almost all the modern catchers now, to give the umpire a better look at your framing, you have a chance to give up a few of those. He might have injured that wrist again.
He just came back from a fracture in his wrist, and Logan O'Hoppe is in all kinds of pain.
Yeah, right on it. That one actually got him squarer than this is when it originally happened.
This was April 25th. That put him on the injured list. And this is his first game back tonight. You can see the heavy wrapping. Wow, he's staying in.
He's got some kind of pain tolerance or pain threshold.
Catchers are different. But that is.
They build a callus for pain.
I hit him on the button, too. 3 balls and no strikes for Andy Pages. First base is open. Max Muncy on deck. Pages to center field. Trout on his horse. He's at the wall. It's gone! Andy Pages had a green light, swinging 3-0 and swinging the Dodgers into the lead. Home run number 10 this season for Pages, and it went 407 feet.
Fastball low, inner half. He gets under it, doesn't sink very much, and he just golfs it right out of here. That is some kind of swing. Tip your hat to Dave Roberts for giving him the green light. Tip your hat to Andy Pages to have confidence in swinging in that 3-0 count. 407 feet later, the Dodgers are up 3-0.
Oh, 2 on Muncy, trying to back it up. In the air, deep right field. Back it goes. Back to back. These 2 guys have been carrying this lineup for most of the year. Pages and Muncy. 4-0 Dodgers.
Andy hit his 10th. Max just hit his 12th. Boy, he has been swinging it well. We watched that nice defense down the third base line, which was reviewed and then recorded and out. And now you get to see the offensive side of it. And this is a blast. Max was just a little worried. Is it going to be high enough? Well, doesn't have to be high enough when you hit it that far. It's going to make it.
A ball and a strike for Teoscar Hernandez. The first 4 have reached and scored in the 4th inning for the Dodgers. Fly to shallow right. Who's got it? Peraza does as he hits the deck. Heck of a play for the first out of the inning.
It is a sweet play. You're worried about catching it, you're worried about what the curvature of the ball's doing, and you're worried about getting run into.
Let's go down to David Vassegh.
Max Muncy told me a couple of days ago, Steven, that this is the best he's felt physically since the 2021 season. Remember, on the final day of that regular season, he injured his elbow. He said this is the best he has felt since then, and it's a big contributor to why he is hitting the ball so well to begin the season. And also, him coming into camp 18 pounds lighter, he believes that's helped him be one of the best third basemen in baseball this season. It's one of the bigger contributing factors.
No doubt, DV. I mean, he has been an all-around. Same with Andy Pages. Both sides of the baseball. They have been steady. And they've been excellent. Two strikes against Dalton Rushing. Only 1 out in the 4th inning as we watch Blake Trinan get loose. Rushing 0 for 1. He lined out his first trip up there to the first baseman, Shanoel. Well struck baseball, just as he put it, baseball averages didn't go his way. Another 0-2. He is down swinging.
Max had that home run in an 0-2 count. And that is the third time this year that the Dodgers have gone back-to-back.
Watch out on this first pitch for Kim. He takes it. Strike one.
They went back-to-back in the Giants series, so it's getting to be a common occurrence.
Kim 1 for 1 with a single. Ground ball right side. Look at Peraza. What a throw from his seat to get the final out. But the Dodgers with a big crooked number thanks to back-to-back blasts from Pages and Muncy. A 4-0 lead for the bullpen. Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And a look at that last out. Oswald Peraza. Great enough just to stop it, but then this acrobatic throw.
He got to his knees, and that freed up his hips so that he could twist his body enough to get enough power with his arm on that throw. Outstanding. Eyes in the back of his head to find first base.
Blake Treinen, the third Dodger pitcher tonight. Edgardo Enriquez with a scoreless inning with 2 Ks. Shonowell well in front of that. 0-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Shonowell, is being swarmed by gnats, it seems. Takes it to center. Pages is waiting on it. 1 out. Has that been a problem down on the field, DB?
It looks like it is around the home plate area, because before Shanwell stepped into the batter's box, home plate umpire Jim Wolf stood in front and just started waving, and it was trying to get those gnats out of the way, maybe for the hitter, but maybe for himself to be able to call balls and strikes a little easier.
As a pitcher, Oral, I bet you would have loved that.
Yeah, I would not be waving them out of the way unless they were bothering me, but yeah, it is a distraction, and you don't want it. You want it to be a fair playing field, and I understand why Wolf, the home plate umpire, would want to try and clear them a little bit.
2 strikes on Soler. Good sweeper from Treinen. Buckled the knees a little bit. When you were in Cleveland, did you have to deal with the midges much?
Yeah, a little bit during hatching season.
Treinen's 0-2. Soler watches strike 3.
Well, everything going according to plan so far for the Dodgers. The early offense, the back-to-back home runs, and the pitching has gone according to plan so far. Blake Treinen recording 2 outs with just 8 pitches.
Starts off Adele with a strike.
That's a really good sweeper. Looked like it was in the middle and then lands on the corner. Now you might be able to walk him off the plate a little bit more if you want to go there. Sinker in, so they went opposite direction at 96.
So what are you thinking as a follow-up?
You know, I don't have the exact scouting report on Adele, but I know when he's going bad, like most hitters, he will chase. So I could go back away and take this slider or sweeper. They're going up.
And Adele Pushes one to right field. Tucker reaches out and hauls it in. That completes a scoreless 1-2-3 fourth for Trinan. Stretch. Got it. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Shohei Ohtani with a big swing and a miss leading off the fifth. The Dodgers up on the Angels 4-0. All 4 runs coming in the last inning on 2 swings. Andy Pages with a 3-run shot. Max Muncy went back-to-back with a solo blast. Ohtani in the air, left field, toward the corner low. He reaches up, he can't get there. It's off the warning track and the base of the short wall. A leadoff double for Ohtani. Look out, he's caught off second. He got back just in time as the ball kind of skipped away on the throw in for the Angel defense.
Shohei thought this ball was going foul, so he does a little observing at first, but the carom makes it into an easy double. And he's just feet away from hitting that right down the line for a home run. One good thing about this double, at the beginning, he let the ball get deep, and he's swinging like he's hitting the ball to left center.
It looked like Javi was calling for the ball. That was the 200th double for Ohtani in his career. Strike one called on Mookie Betts. Pops out of Ohapi's glove. He does not have the ball, but Shohei's not going to test him. Let's quickly go downstairs to David Vassegh.
Yeah, we all know that Shohei Ohtani likes to rise to the occasion for big moments, you know, bobblehead nights. Well, today is his dog Decoy's birthday, so you know, number 3. There we go. Happy birthday, Decoy. Shohei posted that photo and a few others on his Instagram at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. So, you know, this is a special day for Shohei. We all know how much he loves Decoy, who may be the most famous dog since Spud McKenzie in the 80s during Oral's era.
Thank you, David.
That was really good insider information there, guy. Spud McKenzie.
Betts to third, backhanded there by Grissom. Ohtani has to hold. A ground ball to the wrong side of the infield. One out in the fifth. Wyatt Mills starting to get hot in the Dodger bullpen. Strike one to Will Smith. He led off the fourth with a base hit. Came in to score on Pages' home run. Ground ball, fair ball, stopped at third by Grissom. Oh, the strong throw across, 2 gone.
Both third basemen putting on a show. Once he used a hop to get it over there. This is all the way in the air, and boy, did he get to his feet in a hurry, and a very strong, accurate throw. Look at this pop-up slide. You see that around the bases. You also use it in the field.
It'll be up to Kyle Tucker to get Ohtani in. He's on third base, but now 2 outs. First pitch swinging a little late on the sinker. Down and in. Tucker's had enough of baseballs going toward that back foot of late. In the air to right. Adele after it. He dives and he makes the catch. It stays 4-0 Dodgers. It'd be a lot worse if not for the Angel defense on display in the infield and the outfield.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans to take home a Teoscar Hernandez Mr. Seeds bobblehead on May 30th. That'll be presented by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Sunflower seeds came out for Andy Pages. Gave the Dodgers a 3-0 lead. Max Muncy added a home run of his own, so 4-0. As we start the bottom of the fifth with Wyatt Mills now pitching for LA. His last time out is the walks that hurt him. Ball and a strike on Neto. It was on Monday when Mills was the final pitcher. Giants won that game 9-3. Mills pitched an inning. 3 earned runs, just 1 hit, but 4 walks with 37 pitches and only 17 strikes.
Most sidearm pitchers like this, the reason they can get down is because of their spine angle. The arm angle, if you stood them up straight, would be about shoulder height. It would be about level with their shoulder. But the reason it's so close to the ground is because the spine stays bent and down there, and then they come up. So you can see that that arm is just kind of right about shoulder high.
And there's a leadoff walk. First walk issued by any Dodger pitcher tonight. Morongo would like a word.
Smoking good times, cigars, spirits, May 17th, Morongo.
Now a submariner would actually be a little lower, almost like a softball pitcher. So the spine angle goes down, but then even the arm angle goes lower. But their knuckles are almost scraping the mound. And why do you do this? Because for deception. That maybe when you were over the top or high or low 3/4, you weren't finding much success. So you decided to go down there and have an optical illusion, and you start to find some success like this fly out to left.
Routine first out of the fifth. Neto will stay at first base. Second plate appearance for Logan O'Hoppe. He's 0 for 1. Just came back from a left wrist fracture and seemingly still playing not close to 100%. Wonder how it feels for him to swing a bat. Not going to swing at that sweeper way outside. 1-1. There's Kyle Hurt throwing in the bullpen. On a 2-1, O'Hoppe chops it to third. Muncy in the glove. His one play is at first, and he makes it.
Good job by Mills to get the ball in a strike zone with that action. Gets the ground ball, and that's what he's looking for. We've seen Max Muncy go to his right. Now we see him charge in. And what we've seen all year is a very good third base defender.
Strike one on a foul ball from the number 9 hitter Oswald Peraza. He's 0 for 1 at the plate, but has made his presence felt tonight with the glove. For 0 LA, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs and Neto in scoring position. Peraza flies it down the right field line. It'll slice into the net foul. Just noticing that the netting here at the Big A extends all the way down the line. The 0-2 from Mills misses outside. Some more looks from our crew. Okay. Mills trying to finish the 5th now. He does. Strands the leadoff walk and keeps the Dodgers in front by 4. We bring you back for the 6th with the Performance Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Andy Pajes and Max Muncy hitting back-to-back home runs in the 4th inning. So the Dodgers lead the Angels in this Freeway Series opener 4-0. And it's Pajes kicking off the inning, taking a strike. New catcher for the Angels, Logan O'Hoppe, is out of the game. Sebastian Rivero now behind the dish. Kohanowitz still on the mound. On a 1-1. Pajes takes upstairs. Tonight is the 3rd time that the Dodgers have hit back-to-back home runs against the Angels all time. The last time, 2002. Check swing, tapper left side. Neto charging in the glove. The transfer and the throw is a good one. Pajes is retired. It happened in back-to-back games in 2002. June 15th, Paul LaDuca and Sean Green. And then the very next day, Marquise Grissom was the 2nd home run. And our man EK, Eric Karros, was the 1st. Muncy to right field. And he's got his 2nd hit.
Max hitting in the 6th hole tonight, and 6 through 9 had a lot of production for the Dodgers last night in their 5-2 win in the final game of the homestand against the Giants.
Peraza did everything he could. Trying to get up there. No, 1-out single in front of Teoscar Hernandez. Strike 1. Teo 0 for 2. Fly ball, right field, hit deep. This ball's back, and it is gone. A home run. Just got over the yellow line in right field. Teoscar Hernandez with a 2-run shot. And how good does that gotta feel for Teo? He had gone 23 straight games without a homer. He's got one now. Finally, some sunflower seeds.
And don't you love the fact that it's to the opposite field? That is the sign of better things to come. Good swing. He thought he got it. Yep, it is halfway up the second portion of that wall, right off the C in credit. And Teo, you get credit for that swing.
First home run since the 15th of April. Had more RBIs on that one swing than he had in the last 13 games combined. 6-0 Dodgers. Dalton Rushing behind 0-2.
Almost 105 miles an hour off the bat and about 375 feet. It went out there. Big fly brings a big smile.
We started the game breaking down Kohanowitz and his ability to keep the ball on the ground. Well, the Dodgers have hit 3 long ones in the air. On a 1-2. Rushing bounces the ball to Peraza. This is the second out.
Jim had a chance to stack some stats here tonight. Got the base hit in the first at bat, and an unbelievable play at second base kept him from getting his second hit.
Strike on the inside corner.
Peraza with a dive to his left, got to his knees enough to roll over and throw him out. A very speedy Kim.
Kim high in the air, right to center field. Trout makes the call and the catch. But Teoscar Hernandez plates a pair with a home run. 6-0 in the middle of the 6th. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Kyle Hurt coming into the game and riding the high of this remarkable 2026. Has quickly ascended into the trust tree in Dave Roberts' bullpen, and that bullpen getting put to work today.
He's protected leads. He has come in and saved situations and gotten holds. He has been amazing. I don't know if it's a trust tree with him or he's the trust hedge. He protects a lot.
First 2 pitches, 2 strikes on Grissom. Top of the order for the Angels. Well, the first 11 games of the year, an ERA of 0.82. Park adjusted ERA 100 being league average. Kyle Hurt is at 4.99. Muncie's there. Retrieves the lineup. 1 going in the 6th. So as we watch the bullpen line continue, Kyle Hurt, the 5th pitcher used in this bullpen game. The Dodgers have lost Blake Snell for the foreseeable future. Tyler Glasnow will not come back immediately when he's eligible off the injured list. So David Vassegh, what can the Dodgers do?
Well, right now, Dave Roberts says he doesn't have many options to stick with a 6-man rotation. I did ask him whether or not River Ryan could be an option for the Dodgers in the next couple of weeks. Tonight, River Ryan made his first start in a month because he was on the IL with a left hamstring strain. It went well, 4 innings, 1 earned run. That was the target, and he threw about 53 pitches tonight. So that was the first step of getting River Ryan built up, and the Dodgers, Dave Roberts said they're not going to compromise anybody else's health or build up in this case just because they have a few injuries.
That is the prudent thing to do, and it seems like it might be conservative, but it's not. It is the right thing to do. You have nothing if you don't have a healthy staff. So rushing somebody through their progression and risking the health is like risking a guy's career, risking your pitching staff's health.
And fortunately / unfortunately, Dave Roberts and the Dodgers staff, pitching brain trust and Mark Pryor, Connor McGinnis, and the medical staff, their experience in this regard.
Too experienced.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mike Trout. Here's Kyle Hurd. Poke to right. It hangs up for Tucker.
It might have had a little curvature, and it also might have got in the lights a little bit. Yep, he just pointed up at him and just got in the lights, and he's just trying to change the angle of his eyes on the baseball to kind of get it out of the lights. Well done. Instead of looking at the ball coming at you with your eyes behind the glove, which you would normally do, he got it off center so he could look at the baseball at the very end off to the side of the ball and catch it. So he was looking towards the stands on the first base side as he caught that ball. Tricks of the trade where big leaguers make it look easy.
Two and 1 on Shawnuel. 6-0 Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th. All 6 runs via the home run for LA. Old friend Kirby Yates standing in the Angel bullpen. On a 3-1, Shawnuel takes strike 2. Ball 4 and a 2-out walk. Just the 2nd walk issued all season by Kyle Hurd. Pop at the plate with Soler. Change up in the dirt. Will Smith going to try and settle down this 6th inning.
Just looking for a little rhythm. Kyle Hurd has thrown strikes throughout this year with that ERA under 1. But just trying to break it up a little bit. Get him back in line. The conversation and the delay just can maybe sometimes help you just reboot your computer. Get it all in order. Change the rhythm where you're just standing there talking to your catcher for a while. Now you go to pull the trigger on this pitch and it's a completely different feeling in your body.
Ground ball, third base. Muncy over. And makes the play for the final out.
Good visit, Will. That a baby.
Strands a 2-out walk. Still 6-0 Dodgers. We move along to the 7th.
Join us for Dave Roberts bobblehead night on May 25th, presented by Toyo Tires. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. I think we need a longer promo for Dave. We need, like, join us on May 25th for Dave Roberts back-to-back managing world champion manager bobblehead night. That's presented by Toyo Tires.
No.
We need to lengthen it for him.
No, so you're short to the point. He's not creating a word salad.
It's okay. I like salad. He needs more dressing.
Strike one to Shohei Ohtani.
No, I just think Dave Roberts deserves a longer promotion for his bobblehead.
It's a fair point. Kirby Yates now on the mound. The former Dodger pitching with the Angels. Ohtani. Full strike, 2 foul. Shohei doubled his last time up. He's reached twice tonight. A double and a walk in the 3rd. All 6 Dodger runs scoring on 3 homers. Andy Pages and Max Muncy back-to-back in the 4th. Teoscar Hernandez with a 2-run shot in the 6th. Yates is 0-2. Strike 3. Second K of the game for Ohtani.
Well, Kirby, well located fastball right here. I mean, that is just one that's going to be slightly inside but leaks back over the corner, and you've got to swing at it.
Mookie's up. He's 0 for 3. Betts now 2 for 16 off the injured list. Missed a little more than a month with that oblique strain. He's typically loved hitting here in Anaheim. First 32nd games of his career here, he's hit .305, 10 home runs, to a .580 slug. Swings through, strike 2. Two-strike count. No Kirby Yates loves the split. He struck Ohtani out with a high fastball, though. Yanked the fastball, 2-2. There's that split. A strikeout, back-to-back Ks for Kirby.
Nasty. Great arm speed that he's able to be in the 90s and then take it down with depth to 85.
Second time tonight, Ohtani and Betts have struck out consecutively. Alex Vesia appears to be next up. Next up at the plate, Will Smith. Splitter in the dirt. Smith 1 for 3, single, a run scored. Had one taken away from him. A nice play by Vaughn Grissom at third base.
It's always an interesting battle to face the catcher that used to catch you. Because you've told your catcher all your secrets about how you like to get people out. What your sequences are after certain pitches and locations.
Smith on the ground to Grissom. Picks, spins, and fires. And the top of the order, down in order in the 7th. 10 in stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep.
Dodgers, relief pitcher Will Klein shows off his love for Magic the Gathering. Plus guitar lessons with Mookie Betts as he takes us inside his latest hobby. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Wednesday after the postgame show.
Watch Mookie mess around and win a Grammy one day. Here's Alex Vesia, 19th appearance for the lefty.
Who's the great guitar player? Sly. And there's
Slash.
Yeah, Slash. Thank you. And then who's I'm thinking of? Who's a guitar player who plays to what is it?
What is happening right now?
I'm having. Are you all right? I'm having a stroke. Leave me alone.
No.
Oye, como va? Carlos Santana. I was sitting there thinking, because Carlos gave me a guitar. I have a Carlos Santana guitar, and I lost it.
I was empathizing.
I didn't lose the guitar. I lost my brain.
Yeah, I've been there. I was empathizing with you, Bulldog.
Thank you. You know what it's like to be on live TV and actually have to talk.
And then not
speak
the words correctly. That happens quite often for me.
Brain doesn't connect to your lips very well, or your vocal cords.
You fought through it. Vesia's 0-2 to Adele. Doesn't bite on the changeup.
Sorry, Carlos.
Strike 3.
Wow. That's going to lead to hamburgers, but that was an awesome changeup. Go to any LA restaurant, buy a large drink, and you're going to get a jumbo jack, because the Dodgers just reached, with Alex Vesia's strikeout, 7 on the evening. Changeup away brings the burgers.
And say thank you to the Dodger bullpen, which has stepped up big time.
This is really an all-around team win so far as the trajectory.
All right.
We got great offense. We've had great defense. We've had great pitching from a lot of different individuals. Dodgers have had 3 up, 3 down innings. The most batters that have come to the plate for the Angels in any one inning has been 5. And they've had 2 innings where only 4 came up, and of course we still see the bottom line after LAA. There's a goose egg.
Those first 2 letters should be in quotations, but it's a different discussion. Just a geographical one. On a 2-1, Neto. That's the fastball go by, ball 3. Full count.
That is so good. I mean, just to hit that corner low and away in a 3-1 count in a 6-0 game. You could easily say, you know, I'm just going to go right down the heart of the plate. Go ahead and try and hit it 400 feet. Alex makes a pitcher's pitch. Still in a count where you want to challenge him.
Neto turns on it and dumps it into left field. 1 out base hit. And Neto, who's kind of turned himself into a little bit of a Dodger killer. He's reached all 3 times tonight, and that's his first hit, though.
He is just a really good young player. Fun to watch. Exciting in the field. I can personally vouch that he is a fine young man.
He's not to, you know, prime Arenado, Goldschmidt, Christian Walker levels, but he's been trending that way, especially in the Freeway Series. Zach Neto seems to deliver. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. There is a pinch hitter for Josh Lowe. It's center fielder Bryce Teodosio. So Mark Pryor, it's the game plan to Vesia and Smith. Teodosio hitting .222 his first 45 ABs. Vesia feeds him strike one. Now back to our booth. Hershiser. Well,
I couldn't reach it.
You did not flinch. That was right toward your melon there, partner. That made you make a play.
I was watching the monitor. I was locking in on TV.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. 2 gone in the 7th.
I got to make sure that I talk about what I know the audience is seeing. If I get hit, I get hit. It's just the problem, you know.
I mean, selfishly, tremendous content. But no, in all seriousness, glad you are right.
I thought it was a very large gnat.
More like a bird.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. First plate appearance for Rivero, who came off the bench to replace Logan O'Hoppe, who left the game early. His first game back off the injury list for Rivero. Yeah. It was just officially announced left wrist irritation for Logan O'Hoppe. Yeah. Coming back from a fracture.
Well, that's positive news because I'm sure they've had time to either x-ray it or look at it, and hopefully nothing changes from that diagnosis. Anger, frustration, irritated with oneself is a good thing for Alex Vesia. He uses that energy in the proper direction.
A 1-2. Bounce in the dirt, well blocked by Smith. Neto holds on first base. Six nothing Dodgers in the 7th. Vesia wants to keep it that way. The 2-2 pitch. Fly to right field. It's drifting toward the seats. Foul. Into a sea of blue.
Sellout crowd here for the Angels, and it's mainly because the Dodgers travel so well. Pantone 294 is here tonight, I heard as I walked in from the parking lot.
Another 2-2. That's 3. Will Smith will have to make it official. A throw down to Rushing does just that. 3 Ks. Works around a 1-out base hit. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Great times being had at the Big A. The Dodgers 6, the Angels nothing. Getting set to start the 8th inning. Brian Johnson is the new Angel on the mound. He's going to face Kyle Tucker, Andy Pajes, and Max Muncy. Tucker looking to ambush a fastball, and he got a splitter. Strike one.
Kirby Yates with his splitter the last inning, and now we get another one on the mound.
Johnson was just activated off the injured list before this series opener. And a hook foul, 1-2. Johnson was a second-round pick just a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, the 2024 draft. This is an organization that has made a habit in the last half decade or so of bringing guys up quick. Popped up. Tucker slams the bat in frustration. One out. Peek at Jack Dreyer in the Dodger bullpen.
Angels have always been, let's just say, over the last few years for sure, been looking for pitchers, no matter what age they are. Looking for consistent people to come out of the pen or in the rotation to give them a chance to win.
Johnson's 0-1. It's way outside to Paez, who did this back in the
3-0 green light. He hit it a long way, over 400 feet. That was the big start of the Dodger offense.
Swinging 3-0, he made it 3-0. Popped into shallow right field. Peraza will take care of this. And after Paez hit his home run in the fourth inning, Max Muncy says, I think I'll do the same thing.
Back to back again for the Dodgers. Did it in the San Francisco series, now here starting off in the Angel series.
Splitter in the dirt.
During the 4-game losing streak for the Dodgers at home, we missed these kind of games. This is what we've come to expect from the Dodgers. I think that's why you hear the fan base, you hear talk radio, you hear opinions if you're out in public, just like, are you worried about them? You know, what's going on? But if you look at the history of last year's record, they lost 4 games or more 3 times, and they actually lost 7 in a row last year. So there are bouts, even with the most talented rosters, that they look human and they look flat. It is part of the long season. And the back-to-back world championships and all the winning they've done over the last 10-12 years at least, they've raised the bar so high that it's shocking when they have those little patches. Those guys, they look worried.
3-1 for Muncy. Ball 4, 2-out walk to bring up Teoscar Hernandez. Muncy reaches for a 3rd time. Strike 1. Teoscar Hernandez.
Better Johnson, strike 1.
That was a sight for sore eyes. An opposite field home run. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Calls confirmed. Los Angeles Dodgers have one challenge remaining.
It costs the Dodgers one of their challenges. Swings over the top of a splitter. 0-2.
Timeout to regather himself, but hopefully he is remembering the home run swing and how he was patient and what the mechanics were of it. Now get in there and be an athlete.
Sweeper called a ball.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
Rivero issues an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
A little wide.
You'd be right.
Calls
Bulldog.
confirmed. Los Angeles Angels have no challenges remaining.
That burns the last one for Anaheim. Muncy on first, 2 outs in the 8th. The ball and 2 strikes on Hernandez. Double barrel action now. Charlie Barnes, who was added to the roster, taking Blake Snell's roster spot, is up with Jack Dreyer in the bullpen. Another 1-2 from Johnson. Hernandez sends it toward left center field. Whoops in for a hit. Muncy will head from first to third. Dodgers now on the corners.
Teo stayed on this one just enough and stayed back just enough. This off the end of the bat, but he's within the range to get in the air and touch some outfield grass.
A walk from Muncy, a base hit from Hernandez, trying to spark a 2-out rally in the 8th to add some more runs.
Dalton needs a hit.
Yeah.
He hit the ball really hard in his first at bat and lined out to first and struck out in his second at bat that came around really quick. That was the 3rd and the 4th inning. And then in, was it the 6th? Hard ground ball to second base.
Splitter tails outside, 1-1.
He'll have to show the most discipline to find a strike to swing at and not chase. Not let any of the frustration build into his pitch selection.
The chase has gone up. The chase rate about 10% in the last 14 games. His hard hit rate is more than been cut in half. Strike 3 swinging. Muncy and Hernandez left on the bases. In the middle of the 8th, it's still 6-0 Dodgers. I know a lot of talk about the Dodger offense with the 3 homers, but how about the defense on both sides of this game?
Yeah, baseball is a beautiful game, and these guys showed that they are world-class athletes no matter what position you're hitting at. But it was a highlight film for third baseman, second baseman, Tucker there and right. And then Adele in right field. Dodger goes left, Angel goes right, both get outs.
9-1-2 coming up for the Halos in the bottom of the 8th. Jack Dreyer, the 7th Dodger pitcher. First pitch, skied to right. Tucker takes care of it. 20th game for Dreyer. 22 strikeouts, 20 2/3 innings, and a 2.18 ERA, which has got lowered a tick.
Been very consistent. He's very competitive. He is definitely somebody that you mentioned the trust tree earlier. He's definitely on it as high as you want to put him.
Fastball at 93 and strike one to the leadoff batter Grissom. Oh, and 2. I know you love that combo, fastball curve, when you see that in the arsenal.
I love the fastball curve combination. I know a lot of guys are fastball slider now, but if you can throw a good curveball, you can pretty much throw any breaking ball. Because the curveball, you have to be strong and you have to be patient and you have to get your hand and your fingers to the front of the baseball. And so that's the most work. It's easiest to have your fingers end up behind the baseball as you go to throw it, but it's the most work. I was taught by Sandy Koufax that the curveball is not a rest pitch. It actually is the hardest pitch to throw as far as effectively and consistently and keeping your arm healthy. It takes the most work and the most discipline as far as your mechanics. And he was very right. And once you learn that pitch and how to execute it properly, you can throw almost anything.
Still 1-2 on Grissom.
The reason most people, as they grow up, learn the slider first because it's easier. It's easier to learn to throw.
Curve misses upstairs and the count is now full.
Whatever feels best in your hand right here with a 6-0 lead. Challenge him with a strike.
That's exactly what he did, and he blew a fastball by him. As soon as this game completes, it'll be Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. Sally Clifton, Jerry Harrison Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parra will have your highlights, post-game interviews with David Vassegh in the clubhouse, and some breakdowns. Seeds are flying. Yep, Jay Hare. 3 Dodger home runs, and the 9th inning to maybe add some more.
Jay Hare doesn't have a writer. He makes up all that stuff on his own sign. He does a great job. Very creative mind. Nomar very good at just shaking his head and smiling at him. Our pre and post game crews are unbelievable. To watch those shows, there is so much knowledge coming out. There is so much fun and entertainment too. It's like they're my buddies and my partners, and I can't turn it off. I get home at night and I watch the replay of those shows because we miss them as we're preparing.
Right.
You know, and we don't stay for the whole post game because we get to get in our cars and go home. But they work for another hour, and I just love what they have to say. It's like it's A, great entertainment, but B, great review of what's happening in baseball with the Dodgers. And really, they are so good at the how and why, and they have time to put reels together and highlights together and really break it down. We've got a pitch clock here. We got to do it quick. They got all the time they want.
Another full count for Dreyer, this time against Trout. He was able to beat Grissom. What about the 3-time MVP? We were ready for that one, but it didn't quite have the elevation to get to it.
It didn't. And I think we need to do a very special shout out to the producer back there, the executive producer, Stu Mitchell. You know, those guys are really good on the show, and gals are really good on the show, but the guy who puts it together and works long hours and stays late and keeps everybody on the same page is Stu Mitchell.
Amen.
A lot of fun to work with him and for him and be his friend.
Two-out walk for Trout. And a ball down and in on Shonowell. This time up and in. Three and 0 at the first 2 outs without much issue. There he goes. 3-1.
All of us as pitchers have that bugaboo sometimes when you know all you want to do is throw a strike, and sometimes you have to still make yourself make a pitch, because the focus of the whole strike zone isn't finite enough for your concentration or what you're used to. You're used to situations where there's pressure and I'm going to make this pitch and I'm going to hit this target, compared to, oh, I have this huge square to throw it in.
Strike 3 called. Battled back from 3-0 to punch the ticket to Shonowell and strand Trout. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. Dodgers trying to make it an official winning streak. For 3 in a row overall, and to snap a 7-game skid against the Angels in this Freeway Series. Sung Kim leading off the top of the 9th, 6-0 LA. Flipped high in the air to left field. Teodosio has no issues. 1 out. Veteran left-hander Brent Suter. Ohtani 1 for 3, a double, 2 strikeouts and a walk. First pitch on the ground to Shonowell. Suter covers the bag and wins the foot race. 2 gone. Dodgers with 6 runs on 8 hits. 6 different Dodgers have hits. Mookie Betts has another chance to join that group. Seven have reached safely. Betts and Rushing, only 2 who have not done so. Facing a lefty in Suter. Hit a home run against Robbie Ray against San Francisco. His first hit against left-handed pitching all year. Obviously, a small sample size as he's been out for so long. 1 for his first 11 against Southpaws as bets. 2-2. Suter delivers. And Betts puts it in the air to straightaway center field. Trout spins around and makes the catch. Dodgers down an order in the ninth. They need 3 more outs to close out this win. (6-0) Dodgers are 3 outs away from starting the Freeway Series with a win. 6 runs on 3 homers. And 7 pitchers so far in this bullpen game for Dave Roberts. Will Klein, Edgardo Enriquez, Blake Trine, and Wyatt Mills, Kyle Hurt, Alex Vesia, Jack Dreyer, and now number 8 Charlie Barnes making his Dodger debut.
Just signed and brought on here. Blake Snell on the IL. This was the player that came up from AAA, and he's having a solid year there and looking to have a quick inning.
Strike 1 for Jorge Soler. 4, 5, and 6 for the Angels.
Charlie wants to make a good first impression.
30-year-old was claimed off of waivers earlier this month from the Cubs. It's a roller to Muncy. Here's out number 1. Looking forward to tomorrow to watch the duel between Justin Robleski and Jose Soriano, who have been among the best in their respective leagues so far in 2026.
Yeah, completely different. Soriano's going to look to punch out. Robleski's going to look for weak contact. One right-handed, one left-handed.
Robo had some bounce in his step today. He was feeling really good, excited for tomorrow. So next to Emmett Sheehan, who had his best outing of the year to wrap up the series against San Francisco. The 0-1 to Joe Adell. A little low. So the Dodgers trying to finish off a shutout. Here in Anaheim. Shattered bat, a roller to Betts. 2 gone. Now the most pitchers used in a shutout so far this year across baseball is 6. The most pitchers used in a Dodgers shutout all time is 8. Charlie Barnes is their 8th tonight. If Barnes can get the last out, this would be just the 10th instance since 1901 that a team has thrown a shutout using at least 8 pitchers, and the Dodgers would have 3 of those instances.
This will be the Dodgers' 5th shutout of the year, and it'll make them 2nd in Major League Baseball. The only one they're behind are the Boston Red Sox. They have 6. When they broke the 4-game losing streak, Shohei Ohtani twirled 7 shutout innings, and the Dodgers finished off that shutout. That was in the 3rd game against the Giants at home, and that game ended 4-0. They won last night 5-2 against the Giants to split that series, and here starting this one off against the Angels, they could polish it off.
3-1 the count on Neto. Heads up in the Angel dugout. 3-2. On the other side, the Angels weren't shut out in any of their first 35 games. About to be shut out for a 3rd time since. If Barnes can get one more. A 2-out walk for Neto. Runner goes. Teodosio bounces a strike off the plate. In the air to right field. Tucker drifting back. He makes the catch, and that's a win for LA. They take the Freeway Series opener by a final of 6-0. Their 5th shutout victory of the year and 2nd in the last 3 games.
8 pitchers get the job done. Will Klein started the first 2, and then everybody else took down 3 outs. Well done, staff.
3 home runs. Pages, Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, and 8 Dodger arms combined for a gem. Justin Robleski will have a chance to clinch the series tomorrow. We look forward to joining you once again from the Big A. Coming up next, Access Sports Net Dodgers. For Orr Hershiser, David Bassett, and our terrific crew. I'm Stephen Nelson. We'll see you tomorrow from Anaheim.
It's good to see Mills bounce back. And tomorrow I feel, there's going to be a couple guys down, but we got Robo going tomorrow who can take down a lot of outs. So I think we couldn't have asked for a better situation tonight. And it was good to see a few of the guys break out. Well, Teo and Pages with some big hits, and obviously Max stayed hot.
Have you started to see signs from Teo on that last homestand, even though not really showing a lot of the power until tonight?
Yeah, I think that, that Giant series, I felt that the at-bat, the intentions were much better. I think he was locked in on every pitch and really had a plan and was really fighting. And so, I saw much better bats, and it carried over into tonight.
Do you feel like you challenged him by hitting him 8th on that last homestand, and do you feel like he did what you would want a player to do and respond?